Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Darksage Walker. Apologies. I'm just waking up and thought, okay, that last run did not go so good, so let me cool off with a run that I know I can probably get some work done with. So, here's what we've got going on. I decided, well, I like the idea of the critical hit build, so we're gonna do another Dark Katana build. I wanted to base it more off of like a monk. So what we've got is Spark Contact for close quarters palm punching action, Shearing Chain for rapid strikes that evoke the wind. We can project our energy with Spark Contact in order to control the battlefield a little bit better. And we have ourselves a key shield in the form of Wavefront. Hopefully that... What are you doing, Broom? I feel like you're leaving this area. So, the thing that's probably going to cause the most trouble is if I run into the Wonder Twins. So let me see if I can get... yeah, there we go. We'll just get them out of the way now, and that way there will be less trouble later. Actually, I kind of like how that worked out. The most resistant enemies are right up front, but then after that, it's going to be more or less gravy. Oh, sweet, I chose the dead end first. Perfect. So, in regards to the previous run, I want to make it perfectly clear. I don't have a problem with anyone sending me their builds. Just because a build might not have worked out the way I wanted it to, doesn't mean that I'm never going to play anyone else's builds. That would just be silly. Because part of what I get from checking out other people's builds is education. And one of the things that I didn't realize about evading Zephyr is the strange amount of time between when you use it and then how long it keeps you on cooldown afterwards. Like, it was actually kind of painful. Like, to the point where for a build that was very reliant upon evading Zephyr, it turns out that that was a bad idea. I wanted to keep them all bundled up so that the spark array could do its job, and then didn't realize what I was doing by just essentially opening up my asshole to them to erupt. So, my bad. Provider. And I don't have any extras. We got the one. Boss room. So, no, don't... Just because that one build didn't work out so well, no, I don't want y'all to stop sending me your builds. Even if I just completely get blown out of the water like what happened last time, it's a good learning experience. And there are some things that I think just work out really well together, some things that don't. I think what we saw yesterday was an example of things that didn't work out so well together. And that's A-okay. Not every build works out perfectly, and two different people will have very different play styles. It's actually one of the things I appreciate about this game the most, is that it is very accommodating to people with other play styles. So, tempted by Glacial Cross, because that really plays along with the whole monk thing that I designed this run around. Yeah, I've got it. So, no relics from this war then. And there we go. Jumper cables. What does that do? So what, does that include the glacial cross? Alright, so yeah, it actually is going to lower the cooldowns on both glacial cross and shearing chain. Alright, I can dig that. And away we go. So, some of the problems that I had with the last run were... Okay, so some of the wounds were self-inflicted. If I had taken Wavefront instead of Flare Dash, or whatever it's called, I'm sorry, my knowledge of the names of the spells is a little off. I think it's Flare or Rush, actually. Pardon me. Ooh, that's important. Spark Array upgrade. Alright, so as I had begun explaining yesterday, evading Zephyr is a good, is a nice, bonus, but basing an entire run around that is dangerous because you are now removing one of your offensive options. So, if you're going to be removing entirely one of your offensive options, you need to be able to replace it with something very powerful. Or just downright effective. I see two things here that I want, and no guarantee that I'll be able to afford either one. And that's not to say that what evading Zephyr brings to the table isn't powerful. It's just also very hard to control enemy space with that. Because as strange as it seems, the idea that it's a great defensive ability doesn't do it a lot of favors. Mostly because it doesn't do much to control enemy space. And you'd think it would, because you're essentially not getting hit, but that's where the stipulations start to come in. They couldn't just make it so that you're invincible while you're using it. That would be ridiculous. So instead what it is that you evade all attacks so long as you're moving. Well, moving or attacking. And that's where I made one of my first goof-ups. I shouldn't have taken Severing Slash. I should have taken perhaps this one, because it attacks quickly, recovers quickly, and I'm not left with so much downtime as I am with Severing Slash. The other thing that's worth pointing out is that Whirling Tornado was just not a good choice of signature. Oh, hello. Oh, honey. What you've done for me on this day will not be easily forgotten. Spark Array upgrade is big. That now means that when the sparks dissipate, they send a bolt of lightning back to my position, which has a lot of uses. Oh, game. Oh, game, you're funny. You're funny. Game's got jokes. Yeah, so... What was it? Whirling Tornado. Now... As a get-off-me option, it's okay. Not normally what I would use as a just 360-degree get-off-me option. And again, that is okay. I don't expect everyone to cater their designs to what I would use. That's completely defeating the purpose of, hey, let me try out you guys' runs. Yay! Darksage wins by doing absolutely nothing. No, sorry, I like what I have. But I guess the difference between something like that and Searing Crown is that for whatever reason, it seems like Whirling Tornado has even less range to it than something like Searing Crown, which I don't understand, but okay, that might have just been me. That I'm willing to accept. But what really threw me off is that it's one of those things where it's like, not only is it a 360 option, but I was also told that it blocked projectiles. Now, to be fair, that might have been either a mistake or just a lack of education on the move. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, this isn't. I'm offering the explanation, being not as a jab, but because hey, there are lots of things that we don't know about this game. And I don't mean that necessarily as a community, because somewhere out there, someone knows all there is to know about this game. There are still plenty of interactions that I'm learning about myself. Owie! Okay, you got it. Okay, this combination of enemies is hell. Right, if I could never run into that grouping of enemies again, I'd be very happy. There we go. Looking sharp. Oh, hello. Okay, so Iris actually feels like helping me today. That's different. Now, before I just automatically jump on that and buy it, I do want to see what relics are for sale. Oh, you're still alive. Okay. Well, we can fix that. Okay, really not interested in any of those. So, not only was Whirling Tornado not quite as effective at getting things off of me as I thought it would be, but there was also the ever-present problem of it, unlike what I thought was going to happen, it didn't block any projectiles. And I thought it would have. Like, that, again, it's not a jab at the person who gave me the build. I thought it was going to block projectiles too, but it didn't. Hey, I love the idea of the Equestria Cap, but I don't have money for everything. And I think right now, upgrading Glacial Cross is probably the best thing I can do with my money. Now, what I would like is another Electric or Wind Arcana that works with what I'm building. So real quick, yeah, I didn't think so. So I don't have many relics, but the ones I have are very effective. So it just, the whole run ended up being just a cavalcade of things not working out quite like was intended, and it just left things, you know, doing not so good. And like I said, that is okay. That is absolutely okay. Like, I'm not saying that just to make people feel better about whatever. Like, absolutely. Like, sometimes the best way to figure out how things work on a run is just to try them out. And the things that one person are going to like on a run, the other person might not. Again, there is nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got their preferences, everyone's got the things that make them feel powerful, make them feel like they have control of the world in their hands, like the world is their oyster. For me, that wasn't the combination. It was the combination to an ass whooping, but not the kind that I'm sure we were all hoping for. There we go. Like I said, knowledge is its own reward, and I'm glad that I figured out what I did. It's just next time I'm going to be a little bit more cautious about evading Zephyr, and I wanted to give Whirling Tornado another shot, as I had used it before and had a pretty good idea of some of its problems, but I wanted to see if either A, those were dealt with in an update, or B, if things were different now. But no, unfortunately, I was kind of right about the idea that it is one of the most lackluster signatures in the entire game. And it doesn't seem like it would be, but the moment you use it, you realize it's just the same spell spread out over a distance. So whereas yeah, it has good range, the problem is that doesn't translate into good damage. So it's really good against mobs, really kind of awful against everything else. Oh hey, another horrible grouping of enemies. Definitely take that. See, this also seems like a good time to point out that just because I got my ass kicked in a couple of rooms here doesn't mean that the build itself is trash. No, what you're noticing is the idea that some rooms are just built to be difficult. Okay, I'm accidentally using spells that are on cooldown while trying to break Mr. Pinata Face. There we go. Ooh, I'll take that. Got a little Avatar the Last Airbender up in here. Okay. I think the boss room is over here. No, some rooms are just difficult. They will restrict your movements, they will do everything in their power to make things worse for you. I got 2 Arcana that can be powered up by that, and I am happy to take it. Smooth. Well, okay, where's Cremire when I need him? I don't need the pop-up primer. I'm gonna take it, just, you know, in case. But it's very unlikely that that's gonna... Like, the only way that the pop-up primer will be useful is if I get the Earth Stomp agents. But, I mean, there's always a possibility. By the way, just so you guys know, we here in Minnesota are in the middle of a just fuck off heat wave. To give you an idea, it's roughly 10 a.m. and the temperature is like 80 something. Like, I could be wrong about that. It could be even hotter. The reason why I'm pointing that out isn't to say, oh, look what I do for you guys. No, I'm bringing it up because, you know, I'm probably going to have to either have the air conditioning or a fan on, and that's going to create some background noise. I wanted to explain that because I feel like I might kind of need it. Let's see, what do we have here that's useful? Not much. I might come back for the super carrot cake. Well, why don't you just pick it up now if you're thinking you might want it? Because I don't know if I want it or not. That's another terrible room. Fortunately, that one I had an answer for. Yeah, just to give you an idea as to how friggin' hot it is right now. And I don't say this to be gross, understand, but I've got sweat dripping off my friggin' arms right now. It's just how hot it is right now. And the reason why I'm not using a fan or anything like that right now is because I'm trying to reduce background noise, but just saying, you're probably going to have to put up with some background noise. That's kind of what I'm getting at with this. I'm smart. I'm even smarter. Here we go. Yeah, that's what you get. Alright, not useful. So, in the long run, I guess what I'm saying is, hey, I hope that build works out for you. It didn't do anything for me, but I'm not I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. By droning on about it, probably sounds like I'm going, oh, I hate you. But that's not necessarily my intention. My intention is to offer some sort of explanation as to why the build didn't work for me, but I very much understand what was going on there. Trying to find a way to make the Covert Ops mask more reliable. And I would say, yeah, Covert Ops mask plus evading Zephyr is good. It's just everything else around it was not so good. Our good doctor here. Alright, so Tectonic drill upgrade didn't cost friggin' 200. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clear the boss. Okay, I am really not doing this right. Okay, can things maybe not be awful now? Okay, that was my fault, by the way. I just completely screwed up there. And renewing. Oh, actually, I'm okay with that. Yeah, that was a lot of damage taken by continuously making poor choices in my judgment there. Wait, what? You were knocked into a pit! No, seriously, you were knocked into a pit. How did you come back? Alright, I'm getting a little frustrated now. What in the world? Oh, I hate elemental summoners so much. An enemy whose entire job is to just flood the screen with garbage. Ugh. Hello, Nocturne. Sorry, I don't think you have anything I'm gonna want, so... away with you! Okay, getting a little upset here. Just everything is just an area of effect blast. Hey, seriously, what in the world? Okay, I am not happy with how things are turning out right now. There is a good chance that I am not going to make it through this run. Wait, what? Oh, I am considering maybe taking a break from Wizard of Legend, because apparently I can't play this game. Oh, this is 2 embarrassing defeats in a row. What the hell is wrong with me? Alright, well, I'm gonna go cry in the corner now. Thank you guys very much for watching my repeated failures. Drop a like, leave a comment. Not that I know why you would, aside from to laugh at me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.